Hey YouTube, this is Gambit896 for my next review to you guys. Today we'll be looking at Transmetropolitan Volume 2, Lust for Life, again written by Warren Ellis with art by Darick Robertson. The story picks up with where Volume 1 left off, with Spider and Shannon and the rest of the characters. This volume reprints issues 7 to 12 of the series. Basically we find out that Shannon is going through some basically her version of a midlife crisis at the moment, where basically Spider needs to basically drag her out of his apartment because she's not going anywhere. She'd rather just stay in all day and smoke cigarettes and, you know, just wallow in her sorrow, so to speak. You also get another of Spider's old friends named Tico, who basically shows Shannon what's going on with her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend I should say, which, okay, I kind of spoiled a little bit for you. Not really, but once you see what happens, it's for the best, trust me, when you see what's going on. You also get a little glimpse into Spider's past, and you find out that he's got a wife who is basically just ahead, and she's been cryogenically frozen, and she won't come out of cryogenic suspension until Spider's dead, which kind of shows you, well, what Spider might have been like as a husband. I have no idea. One of the stories in this is incredibly heart-wrenching. It's basically about this woman who she dies of a heart attack shortly after her husband follows in the same way, and she's cryogenically frozen, and she wakes up in the city, and they wake her up, and basically she wakes up in a future where she doesn't recognize anywhere that she knows. She doesn't know anybody there, so she's pretty much an outsider, and she's got to sort of she's got to learn to survive on the streets, basically. So that's one of the more heart-wrenching stories in this particular volume. Spider also goes to visit a reservation where there's all sorts of different time periods, like there's Aztecs, there's ancient China, there's a few other ones as well, and that's quite a funny issue when you find out what's going on. He's basically doing another article for the Word on basically on these reservations, and later on in the book you find out that Shannon is actually going to a nunnery because of what's gone wrong with her boyfriend and the midlife crisis that she's in at the moment. She goes to a nunnery, which is a bit drastic, but I suppose when you got Spider when you work for Spider, who's a journalist such as he, I suppose you might drive some people to a nunnery, you might not. There's also a great action scene where Spider is basically, somebody tries to kill him, and there's basically an action scene that goes down in his apartment where he's basically going crazy with his guns that he gets on the black market. You also get a police dog story who actually talks in this volume, where he's basically telling his fellow police dog colleagues about what Spider Jerusalem did to him, which is actually quite sad but also quite funny at the same time, where you find out what goes on with his dog afterwards, which I won't go into, I don't want to spoil it. You also you get basically a French assassin again coming after Spider, who's basically like a short guy with no head, basically, as you can see just there. So that's actually quite funny when you see what happens to this guy as well. Again, I'm not going to go into spoilers too much because I don't want to, spoil it for you guys. I'd rather have you, read it for yourselves and find out. And basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's, without getting into too many spoilers, that's basically what happens throughout the issue, without going into spoilers, like I said. Probably 3 times now, so sorry if I repeated myself. Again, you have, let me find a good example for you guys. Again, you have Darick Robertson's great artwork. It's the same level of writing from Warren Ellis as on the first volume, Back on the Street. Basically, this particular volume is even better than the first volume. It's even more funny than it was previously. It's a lot darker, and a lot more actually happens in this volume. So yeah, if you picked up volume 1 and you want to pick up volume 2, go ahead, because I highly recommend it. If you want to get into the series, pick up the first 2 volumes because they lead into each other. Again, if you're a fan of Darick Robertson's artwork, pick this up. Warren Ellis is writing, pick this up. If you like black humour, pick this up. Yeah, so this has been Gambit896 with a review of Transmetropolitan Volume 2, Lust for Life. So comment, rate, subscribe, and just tell me what you think, and I'll, depending on how you guys like it, I'll do some more reviews on the other volumes that I have. So again, thanks a lot guys, this is Gambit896 signing off.